Okay. So hi Tom, thank you very much for coming on the EFT demonstration video today. So just for the viewers who may not know much about EFT, I'm just going to explain a little bit more about it. So EFT, it stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's a little bit like psychological acupuncture, but without the needle. So it involves tapping on the Chinese meridian points as we let go of various emotions and memories that might be associated with whatever problem we have. So if you can imagine, for example, if it's anxiety, anxiety is like a tabletop, okay, and you've got different emotions and memories that hold it up. And what EFT does, it works on the emotions and memories which are representative of the legs that are holding up the anxiety. So as we go through, we'll be knocking out different memories and emotions so that eventually the table just collapses. So the anxiety which is on the table, it just collapses. So it's a really effective technique, and the setup phrase is what we use when we're tapping here. It's like a karate chop. So we do this to focus the mind on whatever we might be working on, and then we tap on the Chinese meridian points, which are here, 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 and we do that twice round. And it's a really good idea to have water beside you, so because when you do EFT, emotional freedom technique, you actually release quite a lot of toxins, so it's quite good to be drinking water during the session and also afterwards as well. So do you have any questions about what I've just said?
No, just looking forward to getting started.
Okay, brilliant. So you were saying before that you were struggling a little bit with anxiety due to the pandemic, which I think, yeah, you're right, you're not alone at the moment. I think a lot of people are really struggling. So do you want to tell me a little bit more about it? What sort of things are causing you to feel anxious?
Yeah, I think it's just a whole lot, really. You know, it's been going on a long time. It's really disrupted everyone's way of living. Even just little things like going to the shops suddenly require a lot more planning and thought than you normally would do. Being able to go out and see your friends, see your family, you know, suddenly it's either completely stopped or it's become a real military grade operation to go and just see people you love. Then obviously I'm still working face to face with people. So there's always in the back of your mind that little worry about catching it or bringing it home or giving it to one of my patients who's vulnerable. You know, you do everything you can to stop that, but it's still a risk, isn't it? So it's just constantly there, just that thought in the back of your mind, always there.
Yeah. Well, you've mentioned a few different things to me there. So remember, the anxiety, it's like a tabletop, and there's different emotions and memories, or different issues, different aspects of the anxiety that's holding up this table. And with EFT, obviously within a personal one-to-one session, we dig a lot deeper, and perhaps I'd be asking you about more personal memories that could be associated with it. But for this video, I'm just going to be focusing on one of the things that you've told me about. So which would you say is the one that's affecting you the most? So you were talking about being able to see your friends and family, or, you know, being organized for everyday life, the fact that there's a risk of catching it. That's three different aspects. So which aspect would you say is the most bothersome for you at the moment?
Friends and family's the main one.
Okay. And how do you feel about not being able to see friends and family? What's the emotion?
Feel sad that I'm missing out, that my daughter's missing out. Frustrated that it's gone on so long.
Okay.
You know, and you miss them, don't you?
Okay. So would you say it's the sadness or the frustration that is the utmost negative emotion?
I think frustration.
Okay. And when you focus on that frustration, on a scale of 0 to 10, how frustrated do you feel?
Probably about a 7.
About a 7. And where in your body do you feel that frustration?
Around here.
Okay, sort of you like your chest. And what colour is it?
Ooh, that's a question. Black,
You could have
probably.
black. Okay. And what's the density of it? Is it heavy or is it light?
Quite heavy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is this specifically about your daughter missing out?
It's about us all missing out.
Okay. Yeah. Just missing out on seeing your family and friends. Yeah. Okay, so if you just copy me, we'll start with the setup phrase. Okay, and this is something that you can do at home as well. Whenever you do feel that frustration, because it's just a really great release to do this, and it'll help you feel better instantly. So even though, so copy me. Even though I have all of this frustration,
I have all of this frustration.
I can feel it in my chest.
I can feel it in my chest.
And it's black.
And it's black.
About missing out on seeing my family and friends.
About missing out on seeing my family and friends.
Due to the pandemic.
Due to the pandemic.
It makes me feel so frustrated.
It makes me feel so frustrated.
I'd like to let this go.
I'd like to let this go.
And feel, how would you like to feel?
Happy seems a bit wishy-washy, doesn't it? Optimistic.
And feel optimistic about this.
Optimistic about this.
Even though I have this, I can feel this black frustration.
I can feel this black frustration.
Really heavy in my chest.
Really heavy in my chest.
About missing out and seeing my friends and family.
About missing out and seeing my friends and family.
I'd like to let this go.
I'd like to let this go.
And feel more optimistic about the future.
And feel more optimistic about the future.
Even though I feel this black frustration.
I feel this black frustration.
It's really heavy in my chest.
It's really heavy in my chest.
About missing out seeing my family and friends.
About missing out on seeing my family and friends.
It makes me feel so frustrated.
Makes me feel so frustrated.
I'd like to let this go.
I'd like to let this go.
And feel more optimistic.
And feel more optimistic.
I have this black frustration.
I have this black frustration.
Here. Just here, just there. That's it. I have this black frustration.
Have this black frustration.
I have this black, I can feel this black frustration.
I can feel this black frustration.
It's so heavy in my chest.
It's so heavy in my chest.
About missing out on seeing my family and friends.
About missing out on seeing my family and friends.
It makes me feel so frustrated. Just on your
so
heart there. That's it. Makes me feel so frustrated.
Makes me feel so frustrated.
When I think about missing out on my family and friends.
When I think about missing out on my family and friends.
I feel like I'm missing out.
I feel like I'm missing out.
Just here, just by your eyebrow. I feel like I'm missing out.
I feel like I'm missing out.
On seeing those that I love.
And seeing those that I love.
I miss them so much.
I miss them so much.
And it's making me feel so frustrated.
And it's making me feel so frustrated.
I can feel it in my chest.
I can feel it in my chest.
This black frustration.
This black frustration.
It feels so heavy.
It feels so heavy.
When I think about missing out on my family and friends.
When I think about missing out on my family and friends.
I miss them so much.
I miss them so much.
Because of this pandemic.
Because of this pandemic.
And it's making me feel so frustrated.
It's making me feel so frustrated.
And I can feel it in my chest.
And I can feel it in my chest.
This black feeling of frustration.
Black feeling of frustration.
I'd like to let it go.
I'd like to let it go.
And feel optimistic.
And feel optimistic.
Okay, just take a deep breath. Okay, that's good. And I just want you to tune in now to the frustration feeling. On a scale of 0 to 10, how frustrated do you feel about it now?
About 3, I think. I feel very floaty and light and calm.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how well it works?
Yeah.
Yeah, so whereabouts in your body can you feel this frustration now?
It's still there, but it's a lot lighter. It's not like a solid ball anymore. It's a lot
Mhm.
more sort of diffuse and less dense.
Okay, fantastic. And what colour would you say it is now?
It's still black, but less it's less dark.
Okay, so is it like a grey?
Yeah, not quite grey, but it's certainly lightened up a bit. Yeah.
Okay, a lighter black then we'll say. Um, okay, um, and you can feel it in your chest still, but it's a lot lighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just follow along with me. And because it's gone down to a 3, we change the setup phrase slightly. So we say,
Okay.
even though
Even though
I have this remaining frustration,
I have this remaining frustration,
I can feel it in my chest.
I can feel it in my chest.
It's lighter now.
It's lighter now.
I'm choosing to let this go
I'm choosing to let this go
and feel more optimistic.
and feel more optimistic.
Even though
Even though
I have this remaining frustration
I have this remaining frustration
about missing out on seeing my family and friends.
about missing out and seeing my family and friends.
It's feeling lighter now.
It's feeling lighter now.
I'm choosing to let this go
I'm choosing to let this go
and feel optimistic.
and feel optimistic.
Even though
Even though
I have this remaining feeling of frustration,
I have this remaining feeling of frustration.
I can feel it in my chest,
I can feel it in my chest,
but it's a lot lighter now.
but it's a lot lighter now.
I'm choosing to let this go.
I'm choosing to let this go.
I'm choosing to release it
I'm choosing to release it
and feel optimistic.
and feel optimistic.
I can feel this remaining frustration.
I can feel this remaining frustration.
I can feel this remaining frustration
I can feel this remaining frustration
in my chest.
in my chest.
It's feeling so much lighter now.
It's feeling so much lighter now.
It is still there, but it's lighter.
It is still there, but it's lighter.
So tell me about this remaining frustration. What's this remaining frustration about?
Being stuck indoors most of the time, either going to work or being at home, and there being nothing else to do.
And
Not being
what
able to
about your
see.
friends and family?
Yeah, not being able to go out and see them. Like we'd always have people around to come see us. We'd go out to them, and so it's just a large part of our lives has just been cut away.
Okay. And I still have that remaining frustration about that.
And I still have that remaining frustration about that.
It's getting lighter.
Getting lighter.
I'm choosing to release that frustration.
I'm choosing to release that frustration.
Everyone's going through a hard time,
Everyone's going through a hard time,
but perhaps I can be open to the possibility
but perhaps I can be open to the possibility
that it's going to be over soon
that it's going to be over soon.
and I'll be able to see my friends and family as much as I want to.
And I'll be able to see my friends and family as much as I want to.
I'm choosing to let this frustration go
I'm choosing to let this frustration go
This time will pass.
This time will pass.
And we'll all go back to normal again soon.
And we'll all go back to normal again soon.
And I can see my family as much as I want to.
I can see my family as much as I want to.
I'm choosing to let this frustration go.
I'm choosing to let this frustration go.
It's a moment that everybody's going through.
It's a moment that everybody's going through.
But it will be over.
But it will be over.
I'm choosing to let this frustration go.
I'm choosing to let this frustration go.
Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, fantastic. And now just tune into that frustration again. And how much frustration do you have around surrounding your family?
It's not 100% gone, but it's right down. It's sort of around, I'd say, less than 1.
Okay. So what would you say that? Go on.
Floating. Yeah, just feeling quite calm, quite floaty, quite relaxed. I could go to sleep.
Yeah, sometimes when you let go of a lot of an emotion, then you do feel quite tired afterwards. That's quite normal. So what would you say that remaining frustration is all about now? If you say it's still there a little bit, what would you say that you're thinking about that's causing it to be there? Surrounding your family.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's still the same stuff, but it's just so much less there. Any bad sort of emotions I have, I feel them here. That's what, and it's just sort of, yeah, that there's just not solid anymore. It's quite nice. It's good. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
That's really good. So we'll just go over tapping one more time. I mean, we don't need to do the setup phrase again because we've done it a couple of times and there's only a little bit left. So we'll just start here. So I have this remaining frustration.
I have this remaining frustration.
And where can you feel it? Is it still in your chest?
Yeah.
What colour is it?
There a bit higher now.
Oh, it's in your throat now. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like moving up and out.
Okay.
Yeah. What colour now? Definitely grey. So quite a nice light grey now.
Okay. And what would you say the shape is?
Like a ball.
Okay. So if you could imagine letting go of this grey ball, how would you release it? What would you do? How would you imagine it disappearing?
Up and out, I think.
Okay, so I just want you to just tap along and just imagine that ball just moving up through your throat and out of your mouth. And you can even cough as it just releases from your body. Okay. And now I just want you to imagine, is that gone now, would you say, that ball?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I just want you to imagine a shape in front of you. Okay, that represents optimism. Okay, what would you say, what colour is that shape?
It's a yellow triangle.
Okay, and how would you like to welcome that yellow triangle into your body?
With a hug.
Okay, so just imagine now, just giving that yellow triangle, that big yellow triangle, a hug, and just hugging it into your body. And just allowing it to just flow throughout your whole body as you're welcoming it in, as you tap around. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've chosen to release this frustration.
I've chosen to release this frustration.
I've released it.
I've released it.
And I've chosen to welcome optimism.
And I've chosen to welcome optimism.
To feel optimistic.
To feel optimistic.
About seeing my family and friends.
About seeing my family and friends.
I'm choosing to be optimistic.
I'm choosing to be optimistic.
And let go of any frustration.
Let go of any frustration.
Okay, just take a deep breath. Okay, fantastic. And just tune in now to that frustration. What number would you say it's at now?
0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just feels nice and calm. Nice and relaxed. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that's fantastic. So, how was your first experience of EFT?
It was good. It was good. So when I first started doing all the tapping and stuff, it did feel a little bit silly, but I went with it because I trust you. And sort of the further along we went, the more circuits we did, the more calm everything felt. Just yeah, it's nice. It's good. It was enjoyable actually. Yeah, just feeling much more relaxed, much happier, much more just at ease.
Oh, I'm really pleased. That's fantastic, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That was really great, and we can now continue the session. As promised, as a thank you for coming on my EFT demonstration. So I'll just stop the video now.